People are telling you that you are not polished enough.
I am doing this to make you feel better, but I don't feel good. So, in the sense, people want me to be polished when they want me to be polished. And I'm not always going to be your picture perfect, neat cut version. I'm not. In a sense, I'm rough around the edges. I think their views of what the word polished is something that was dictionary. But I'm disrupting their whole culture when it comes to the word polished. Now he was like, okay, Mom, I don't want to interview adults. I want to interview kids. And I'm like,
so smart.
Tell me what you want.
Yeah.
And I'm actually learning to use your words instead of like telling them, shut up, be quiet. I used to, I ain't gonna lie. That's what my parents told me. So
right. You only know what you know.
And so now I be like, use your words. And just to see how his brain works and how he's articulating certain situations, I'm like, dang, son, you deep.
Kids are so deep because they're more so closer to the creation. So I always love to listen to kids' ideas. You know, because they're so creative. They don't have the world that's thrown them all these logical situations. So kids are just so like, I just love listening to their ideas or whatever sounds crazy. I'm like, let me take that, write that down. And, you know, might steal your idea, but you know.
For sure.
But yes, kids are. I love that because kids are very deep. And they will say whatever's on their mind. They do not care. They will embarrass you. But yes.
It's happened to me.
Now, okay. So before this, we talked on the phone and you were telling me about how you've created The Polished Lady and people are telling you that you are not polished enough. I want to know, okay, like when they say you're not polished enough, what do you think they mean by that? For starters,
their idea of what polished is. So a lot of people, use the term like nail polish, like to be clean and
cut neat.
Yeah. But I'm raunchy. I mean, like in a sense, I'm rough around the edges. And I think their views of what the word polished is something that was dictionary. But I'm disrupting their whole culture when it comes to the word polished. So and I also say like it's not just one person, it's a multitude of people telling me like, okay, you got to tune this, you got to fine tune this. So everything that you said about you thought you had to show up like this. I remember going and just straighten up, like sitting like this, and I'm like, oh my God, this hurts me so bad. Why am I sitting up here with my shoulders like that? But I was doing it because I thought that's what everybody wanted, and that's how the other news reporters, they showed up and how they covered stories. But I started to realize like, whoa, red flag, red flag. I am doing this to make you feel better, but I don't feel good. So in the sense, people want me to be polished when they want me to be polished. And I'm not always going to be your picture perfect, neat cut version. I'm not. And I know it's a time and a place for everything. I do appreciate criticism, constructive criticism. Let me say that. Constructive criticism. And I appreciate it to the sense of I need it to grow, but I don't really necessarily need. I'm trying to be mindful of my words.
The ignorance. I'll say the ignorance.
Yeah. Ignorance is bliss, right? So to think that you're helping me by saying I'm not polished enough, you might have thought that you said that with pure heart and pure intention. Doesn't necessarily make it true. Two things can be true at the same time. you could have really said that ignorantly and blissed and happy and wanted to help me, but
Right.
it didn't. And what's important, something that my auntie again bestowed in me when I was a kid, she said, there's something that nobody can ever take away from you, and it's your self-esteem and your morals and what you stand for. I will say that being authentic to my brand and me and myself, it has propelled me a lot further than any time I've tried to rework myself to fit somebody else's picture. And I'm grateful. I'm super grateful that I've had those experiences where I try to tighten up and straighten up here and there for other people, because now I can go into rooms and I'm like, yeah, I'm chilling. Like I can show up there and people can feel at ease, and they don't have to feel like one of us is on top and the other one isn't. I don't like that. And I can even remember getting Nia's long interview, and as soon as she came in the room, one, I'm a Love Jones fanatic. Love that movie. That's what I love it. And when she came in the room, I just started recording. Like, I pressed record. And she was like, hey, can you turn the camera off? Like, stop recording for the moment. And it was cool. But for me, I just wanted to go to work. You know what I'm saying? I became a machine instead of humanizing her and giving her respect and her boundaries. And so in that moment, I had just seen, like, she just wanted to decompress when she came in the room and, get herself ready before she answered questions. And that's cool. She wasn't being mean. She wasn't being rude. She has boundaries. Everybody should have boundaries. Everybody should have boundaries. Period. Okay.
I agree.
And that in that moment is just like, she just wanted to talk about her kids, like off camera. She just wanted to be like, and one of them's about to graduate. Like, she was so excited about her mother's stage that all of her accomplishments as an actress really didn't equate. That's what it seemed like. I mean, but she obviously acknowledged that she holds a high standpoint in Black cinema, like Hollywood in general, because she's been in it for years on years on years. And just to see her act, I mean, like, not in real life, to see her act and then see her in real life and in real form, it was just like the confidence that I needed. Like, I could be chilling. I could be chilling. I can say, what's good, 19 Keys, and it's not a sign of ignorance or anything like that. And I even told him when I interviewed him, I said, last year I did not know who you were. There was my old boss, she used to play High Level Conversations in our building, and I was like, who is that? I had no idea. I don't listen to his podcast, but when he came into the room, and because she had said, oh, he does X, Y, and Z, I started following him. I started doing a little bit more research and just hearing his conversation. So when I see him at Revolt World, I'm like, this is crazy. I got to let you know. Like, I didn't know who you were last year, but now I'm in the position to interview you, and you're one of the top podcasts around the world.
Yes.
Like, if they're not talking about high level conversations, they're talking about earn your leisure and so on and so forth.
And that's connected within itself there. So it's like,
yeah. And so I feel like it is super cool to see where my authentic self has gotten me versus the picture that everybody else wanted me to be.
Because the meaning of polish, when you explained it, I think a lot of people definitely do take that and they be like, oh, it means that you have to look a certain way or dress a certain way or comb your hair a certain way or whatever that is. So people want you to look a certain way in all that good stuff. But the way that you're, like you said, you're disrupting the culture with the word, I like how you're doing that, because in doing that, you're coming again as your authentic self, whether that might be rough around the edges in certain ways. Because me personally, I used to be one of those people, they'd be like, oh, it has to be perfect. I have to look this way. I have to do this. I have to do this. And was one of those problems that kept me from starting my podcast, because I'm like, it's got to be like, everything has to be in order. Everything has to look a certain way. It has to be polished a certain way. And so I realized through you that to simply start, it does not need to be polished. as far as in the normal general meaning, but how you're changing the meaning to polished, I feel like it helps a lot as far as in somebody who wants to start something, but they're not able to because they feel like it has to be a certain way or look a certain way. Like for me, for example, because now I'm just happy that I even simply started. Like how you was just mentioning me being at the table, the white table. I'm like, that is so cringy. Like, ugh. I'd be like,
I go back and look at interviews too, like, yeah.
Like, ugh. But I keep it up there because I needed to, do his thing. But like just simply starting with what I have and not worrying about it looking a certain way is what I think is so important, because a lot of people have that same mindset that I used to have of I have to have it looking this way or it has to be this way. But to just simply start is all you need to do, because when you start, ain't nobody looking at you for real. You know what I'm saying? And that's what kind of kept me like saying, like, I know this is ratchet. I know this ain't right. I look terrible. But I know in the beginning, ain't nobody looking at this. I probably got three viewers right now. What they gonna do? Nothing.
She playing.
When I first started, I had like
she
3
had
viewers.
a fresh beat every time. I saw it.
Girl, no. Well, not even just how I look, but like how I talk. Like that's also something that I'm like I struggle with, like how I articulate myself or say the question that I'm trying to say, but it don't come out the way I want it. Like I have a situation where I say a word and I say it completely wrong, which you know what I meant.
Yeah,
you heard what I said. Yeah, you know what I meant.
I was in speech therapy from elementary school all the way to high school. So the fact that I'm the journalist or I'm the host is like a running joke within myself, because other people had to train me how to speak.
That's what I'm saying. I need training,
and still to this day, do I mess up on words? Do I not pronounce certain people's last names? You're right. I'm human. We're human.
Right.
The human body, like, we are made to make mistakes, but it's like, what do you do with those mistakes? Right. They're lessons learned.
Right. And you grow from them and you get stronger and you move on to the next thing and you're like, okay, I remember I learned that mistake. Let's not do that again. For sure. You know what I'm saying? Gain some wisdom. But yeah, so it's not even just like the physical appearance, but I feel like the way I'm pronouncing words is just stupid. But I've gotten over it. Like, forget it. I'm gonna pronounce something wrong. I don't care. You know what I said. We're gonna laugh about it. We're gonna laugh about it. I don't care. Because I used to be like, I gotta sound perfect or all this good stuff. But before we get out of here, I got one more question for you. And this is something that I'm starting where I'm gonna ask all my guests this question. Okay, now, I believe with having a free mind, means having control over yourself, your mind, and just all of this, right? When you are not able to say no to something, to anything, that thing has some sort of a control over you. So that thing could be anything. It could be a belief. It could be a habit. It could be food. It could be anything. Like anything that you cannot say no to has some sort of control over you. And when with free minds here, we don't let anything outside of us control us. So I want to know from you, what is one thing that you can't say no to, but leaving here today, you're going to start saying no to it? This might be a hard question because my last guest said it was, but I don't care.
I'm like, what? Wow, that's a banger.
Take your time.
No, I know the thing, but to leave out of this interview, and tell it no.
Tell it no. That's what we do here on Free Minds.
I say no. Woo. Wow.
Come on, the polished lady. Tell it no. Tell it no, Miss Ma'am.
So the thing that has control over me is, like I said, I'm a giver. I wanna support. I want to support my community as much as possible. And sometimes, it hinders me. It really does, because I celebrate your wins, and I don't even clap for myself. Like on my accomplishments. I'm just on to the next thing, right? Because you gotta keep going. So with that being said, I have been limiting the access, I guess, that people have to me. I'm still accessible to an extent, but there's a process in play. Like I got boundaries now. So I'm learning to clap more for me and tell you, sorry, I can't get you this time. But on the next go around, let's see how we can work this out.
Right. So that's pretty much you saying no to overextending yourself to someone else and not to yourself. And I like that so much because how can you truly be who you need to be and what you need to be for yourself, for your son, for your business, if you're not even able to give to yourself, your son, and your business, but you're constantly giving to everyone else. You know the saying, you can't
pour from an empty cup.
I didn't even know the saying, girl.
Yeah.
Thank God you said it. Thank God you said it.
I knew this was going to be a good episode. Knew it.
That's so funny. But no, I love that. I love that. And I like that. I'm asking this question to everybody because he said, the person I had before said that was a hard question. And I'm like, answer it. You got to.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going no cap. I just left out of a therapy session yesterday. And she told me to go in the mirror and clap for myself. And I have 18 mirrors. I don't know if y'all follow me on Instagram. Y'all should. The Polished Lady. Okay. LADY, like a lady should be spelled. Just saying. And I have 18 mirrors in my house because I do believe in affirmations and I do look at myself and be like, oh, you that girl. So by the time I get out my house, I've already hyped myself up. So even if you're trying to tear me down, bring me down, it's like rolled off my shoulder because I already told myself I'm that girl. You can't tell me otherwise. Even if you did, you're not that girl. Oh, thanks.
You know, I use music to hype me up. So I listen to songs that it's that tells me that,
Period. Okay, what's your one song? Lord. Yeah, I need to know. One song that's automatically going to turn your mood all the way up.
Okay, I got two, not gonna lie. My favorite song of the whole entire year right now is Kendrick Lamar, They Not Like Us. Period. I like it because it's hard. But as far as in the one that makes me feel like that girl, it's a little ghetto. And I don't condone this person or their message, but I do like.
I know where she going. She going to the redhead.
Oh yeah, sexy red.
She going to the redhead. So she said that.
Sexy
I said,
red. Oh, Lord. What's the song called? Get It Sexy. Get It Sexy.
Yeah, she really amplified that Hurricane Chris song.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
yes,
dun,
it
dun,
hit.
dun.
I don't even listen to her music because I don't condone it. But I'm like, when I heard that, I said, oh yeah, get it sexy, period. Quit playing with me.
Quit playing. She said, Little Miss Sexy walking down the street.
I don't know what to do because it's after me. Okay, period. I'm feeling it. I love you so much. This is great. This is amazing. But okay, girl, we're going to go hang it up out of here. If you would, please tell the people where they can find you at on social media and all that good stuff or whatever new things you have coming up.
Absolutely. Hey, y'all. Thank you so much for tapping in with me on a Free Mind podcast. Again, it's your girl, The Polished Lady. You can find me on all social media platforms at ThePolishedLady, as a lady should be spelled. And I can't wait to connect with you guys. I am your host, your favorite yellow influencer, and definitely keep me in mind when y'all see me out here in these streets interviewing people. Come on now. Y'all are part of the Polished People tribe. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, give my girl all the love. I need to hear hand claps in the back, okay? Because this is a bomb interview, and I just can't wait to see where we grow from here.
Thank the Lord. That was beautiful. I love it. I love you.
It's that love.
And I'll see y'all next week. Peace. That was so good.
I felt it.
We did a great job.
Yeah.